Hello everybody, welcome back to World Tanks Blitz. Today, we're going to be having some fun. I was trying to make a video on the T-34-85 before this, but just wasn't working out. And ultimately I just want to have some fun. So this isn't going to be really a serious review of the tank, although I will go over its good parts. Someone in the second video, my last video, the WZ11114, found the hidden message that I leave in the descriptions and asked me to play the, where is it, E25, which, don't worry, I will. But I just recently got back into Blitz, and honestly, I forget how to play high DPM, low alpha tanks. So, for today, we're just going to be enjoying the AMX ELC bis, and I have learned, believe it or not, how to edit videos. So, I'm going to get this thing equipped to how I like it, and I'll see you in battle. Alright everybody, welcome back. We are on Falls Creek, which is a map I went into a bit of detail on in my first video. Let's see what I want to do here. We are in a Tier 6 match, which isn't much of a issue for this little ferocious monster. This thing is fast, so I can get into positions before anything else can. I'm going up to that bush there, and I believe I will spot their leopard trying to cross, maybe even get a shot into him. I'm hoping that's what the result of this will be. Nope, but I will get a shot into him if I aim. Nice. And that's a good way to start off the battle. Leopard might be in that bush there if he was faster than I thought he would be. So I'm going to hold for a couple seconds. And this isn't good. Really? Okay. This isn't going to turn out well for me. Okay, so I managed to chase off this AMX. I also managed to get shot because I accidentally exposed myself more than I meant to there. This isn't going to turn out well for me unless my team does something more useful. Like perhaps push up and take care of that Striv, or the AMX who's about to yellow me again. Come on, guys. Come on. This isn't good. Although my Panzer IV, good. Panzer IV is being of use now. Okay. I need to push down so that VK doesn't get a shot into me. This isn't a good position to be in. That T-14 is going to yellow me. He missed. This is great. If I can survive this. Damn. I was hoping to get a shot into that Striv before the T-14 hit me, but I accidentally ran myself instead of holding position and aiming. But I think this video will be, or this battle rather, will be a win. As long as something stupid like that doesn't happen. Alright, let's see. RSU's making choices. T-34-85. Let's see, can he... that T-14 is gonna... He should rush the Striv. Let's see. Okay. Okay, I think this is gonna be a win. Yes, this is definitely gonna be a win. I think our T-34, as long as he aims well, yeah, he's gonna win this battle. Don't ram. I don't know whether to laugh or cry at that. So I should probably just laugh. Oh, GG. That... oh, that was something else. Okay, that wasn't a great battle. I mean, it wasn't the worst thing ever, but ultimately, I'm kind of happy considering we got YOLO'd by a top tier tank and a Leopard, and we managed to survive. That leopard... Yeah, if you actually noticed in that battle... I'm not going to go into... Actually, I will go into the replay because it's worth showing off. The AMX is, of course, a light tank, and as such, it has atrocious armor, but it has highly sloped armor. Watch this leopard. Watch what happens with his shots. He hits, like, every shot, but only a third of them pin. Because the slope on this is enough that if you're facing a leopard frontally, you will bounce most of his shots, in most cases, which is awesome. Okay, and we're going to get out of this replay now, because that was all I wanted to showcase. So, the armor is bad, but against leopards, it's actually surprisingly effective, and that's happened more than once. I remember getting a steel wall in this tank because of leopards alone. Alright, and I'll see you in the next game. Alrighty, and we are on mines. This is going to be fun. There are 3 options on this map. 4, actually. You go on that side, which is a good place to go if you want to flank enemies that are on the hill. You can kind of fight on the ridge right here. It's going to come into view in a second. Right there. Or you could rush the hill. AMX is a good tank for rushing the hill, but I would much rather do this. This is something I love to do in fast tanks. Rather than rush the hill, I like taking a second to aim and shooting their enemies that rush the hill. So if their AMX had gone up there, which he unfortunately didn't, I would have gotten a shot into him if I had good aim. But that wasn't the case, so I'm going to flank, because I'm not the kind of tank that could fight on that ridge. I got bad gun depression, and low DPM, not very great things to fight on that hill. But what I can do is I can use my camo and speed. I believe I might still be spotted, because I spotted that tank and I didn't get lit again. I think I'm perma-lit. But I don't think any of their team can hit me from the angle I took. There might be a hetzer camping in that bush back there, but that's a risk I'm willing to take to get into an advantageous position. I can get a shot on this Matilda's turret. Nice. Okay, they do have enemies camping back there. Lots of them. I thought that would have overmatched his armor. Oh well. Our Panzer 4D is having fun. Alright, and the 4th play, I forgot to mention, you go on that ridge, go over here, go on the hill, or you could go in the city, which is, in my opinion, a bad move to make. It's something you can keep in mind, but I recommend not going to city. Is that AMX in that bush? I was hoping you would fire at me, so I could... Because I'd be more than willing to trade a shot with him, because we have more tanks now. Never mind, no we don't. Is that Panzer 38 still in the bush? I am moving out, because... I'm hoping I get spotted, so I know if someone's still in that bush. Okay. I don't want to poke out and get shot because I do need my HP for this fight. But I am going to do. I'm going to pop adrenaline before I get into the fight. That way I know for a fact I'll be reloaded quicker than he will. So you saw how I popped adrenaline before. And plus, adrenaline helps with module damage, so I might have set him on fire there, which is not the case. I got set on fire, but you get the point. So popping adrenaline before you get into fights can be advantageous a great deal of the time. A surprising amount of the time you want to pop adrenaline before the fight. This guy, because I low-rolled multiple times, he might actually outfight me. I am going to... hopefully... Nope. Okay, regardless, I should... Even if he out-reloads me, I'll survive his shot. And I loaded HE because he was low enough HP that I was confident I would be able to destroy him with the splash. And I'm going to get up here before the Hetzer reloads. Never mind. That's a GG. Okay, I like that game. It showcased that you could use your speed to get into advantageous positions. Kind of like I was talking about the IS-8, except, you know, this thing has a lot more speed and a lot less armor and a lot less gun power or firepower. Because, you know, 4-tier difference. Alright, I'll see you in the next battle. Alright, here we are on... I forget this map's name. I'm so bad with map names. This isn't Desert Sands, it's the other one. Not Oasis Palms, I don't think. I actually have slight editing skills now, so I'll just edit in the title. Regardless, there are kind of 3 plays you can make. Actually, there's a lot of plays you can make on this map, because it has so many hills. You can go to so many different hills and just have a grand old time. I want to talk about the firepower of this tank more. It has 120 pen on its standard, which is really good for a tier 5. 170 on its premium, which is absolutely amazing. It'll go through any tier 6 with ease if you aim well. 38mm on its HE, which is that's kind of what it tends to be for 160 alpha guns, because for those who don't know, HE pen tends to be half the caliber, and since 160 alpha guns tend to be 75 or 76mm, or 75, 76mm caliber, 38mm is the resulting pen. However, it only has 175 alpha, meaning that while it does have the decent pen, or kind of standard pen, it has less alpha, since usually 160 alpha guns tend to have 200 alpha on their HE. So I don't use HE very much unless I want to splash an enemy tank, like I did with that Panzer 38 in the last game. Or if I just 100% need that extra little bit of damage, and I'm certain I can get the pen. Or pretty sure I can get the pen. Nice. I was hoping he hadn't moved. I'm going to get a shot on the sticker max because I can. I don't... Oop. That wasn't good. I did get spotted. Not poking back up then. Because that Dicker Max can take out half my HP very easily with a single shot. Even with just standard AP. Even if he somehow loaded APCR, he would take like 40% of my HP. Yeah. Much rather shoot something other than the TOG, but I don't have many other options. TOG's greatest advantage is its HP, so you want to avoid shooting... If you have another target, shoot another target because... Well, actually, not really, because a full HP TOG at the end of the match can be a very terrifying thing, and I didn't realize this. You know what? I'm going to showcase the AMX biggest strength. Its size. This T1, if I had been able to get in a side-hugging position, he would not have been able to hit me. Because his hole is just so tall, and I'm so tiny. I have done that before, where I've killed entire KV-1s or T1 heavies just by using their hole size against them. I'm going to use HE on the side of the Sticker Max because I know it's a guaranteed bend. And this was a good battle. Kind of showcased, like I was talking about the gun, I think it showcased the gun pretty well because I got a decent amount of damage. You saw how I penned everything relatively easily. Ultimately, I like that battle. Alright. Nice. Our Dicker Max did a good job. In fact, I'm going to go give him thumbs up. Yeah. So I talked about the armor a bit in the first battle. Talked about mobility a little bit, but not really. Talked about firepower. I think I'm going to go a bit more on the mobility, and also kind of the assorted other things. So, as you guys probably noticed, this thing doesn't have a fully traversable turret. In fact, I'm going to go into a training room, and I'll show you guys some stuff. Be right back. Okay, so here we are on Oasis Palms, because that was the name of the map that I forgot. I wanted to show you guys some things about this tank. First off, the mobility. As you can see, it accelerates extremely quickly, up to I think 65 kilometers per hour, although it tends to stick at 64 despite the fact that I think its top speed is 65. It has really good on-the-move accuracy. Like, you see, this circle is pretty small, and if you're at close range, you could hit, close to mid-range even, you could pretty much hit a lot of things on the move, so you want to kind of stay mobile. But the biggest unique thing about this tank is it doesn't have a fully traversing turret. Now, that's a pretty big weakness, but I find it to actually kind of be fun, because, like, having it kind of limits how you play, but it also makes it be like you could just drive by enemy tanks just like that, and even though you can't hit them when they're behind you, it's kind of fun to me. I don't know how to describe it other than that. But the reason I chose this map to showcase some of the unique properties of the AMX is because I didn't really get a chance to go over it in the last battle. There are many different plays you can make on this map. This map is actually quite a complex map. You can go up here, which, while it is a decent play in itself, it kind of limits you to peek-a-booming around this corner with any other mediums that went to the opposite side, the mirror side. You can make that play on either side. Or what I like to do, if I have a tank with decent gun depression, or even without it, I think you kind of saw, I think I did it this last battle, not quite sure, don't remember. I like going up here and using gun depression to get shots on enemy mediums that try to go to that position, to peek-a-boom. I find that doing that's kind of rewarding. You usually will get a shot off, although you gotta be careful to pull back, because if you do get a shot off, the enemy mediums tend to have a habit of, well, you know, turning their guns towards you and coming at you. Which, in itself, is actually a decent thing, because if you can pull back enough, maybe your TDs will have fire on them if they pull up too much. But just be aware of that. If you try to take shots, they may come at you. Another option, those are two options right there. Another option you could do is kind of go into these hills and play with these hills, because they provide pretty good cover. I have done it sometimes where I go kind of take this path, if you follow my cursor, kind of down like this, following this trail all the way over to here. And you could also, if you have somewhat decent gun depression, you might get shots on enemy light tanks that try to poke up to spot your team. Sometimes the light tank will poke up like on the top of that ridge there, or over here. You could oftentimes get a shot into one of them if you go to that position. For TD positions, those bushes are pretty well known, so while this is a decent, I think it's a pretty decent position to fire on the enemy team. I'm not sure, because I don't play very many TDs, and I've never really had experience on this map with TDs. You do have a pretty wide angle of fire, but just beware that everybody knows about this position, and smart players will blind fire there. So maybe picking a farther back position, even if it doesn't have that foliage, the bush cover, might be an intelligent move, because if you're far back enough, they won't spot you, even with the bush. Although the bush, in itself, I believe the camo factor gets removed after you fire, so I don't know why people use bushes in Blitz. It does have some utility, but bushes aren't nearly as important in Blitz as they are in PC. So I've kind of covered this side of the map well. I talked about going there, getting shots on lights, getting shots on our mediums crossing, going up to the top to peek-a-boom. The heavy side of things, honestly, highly recommend heavies go to this side as well, because just heavies, honestly, going to the medium side is usually where things happen at, and if you go to the heavy side, you're kind of stuck there for the entire battle, especially if you don't have the mobility to join the mediums later on. But I will go over it just in case you find yourself over here for some reason, like if your entire team goes here and you don't want to go to the medium side alone. You can kind of use the hills to peek-a-boom here, but they do the same, so that means that your turret has to be stronger than theirs, and if their turret is strong, your shots will get trolled heavily, so just be aware of that. You can brawl in the city, but don't. Not a good idea. I don't like going here, because if they pull out, they will have shots into you, and you'll only have their turret, or rather, they'll only have their turret exposed, whereas you'll have your entire hull exposed. These rocks here, I found that I will occasionally find myself brawling around these rocks, like in a heavy, I'll be here fighting heavy over there, but it's not a good idea as, you know, there can be enemy tanks over there that get shots into you. So if you do go to this side of the map, this is really the only option, and it's not a great one because you can easily get flanked from behind. So I just overall don't recommend this side of the map because while it is possible to play, it requires a lot of factors working in your success, whereas if you let the enemy team take control of this side of the map, they could just farm you from the ridge lines all day long. If they have accurate guns, decent pen, you're toast. This side of the map is where it's at. I highly recommend you try to get your entire team to come to this side because there's a place for everybody here. TDs can kind of use those bushes in your spawn. Or not even use the bushes, just kind of push up. Ultimately, yeah, this side of the map is where things are at. That side, while it can work, not recommended. And the thing about this map is this side is just so good that even if like three of your teammates go to this side and they all get killed, you can still win the battle if the last 4 teammates are smart, because like it's so hard to dig you out of this position if you have decent gun depression and decent armor. Like the enemy team will struggle completely, and even though you only have half the size they do, they'll be weakened somewhat from fighting your 3 teammates. So this side of the map is just so good, and that's all I have to say about it. So I went a bit in depth there a bit because someone mentioned they really liked me going over the the map tactics. So figured I'd do that, and I didn't really get a chance to talk about it when I had that battle in the AMX. I'm gonna leave the video there though because even though I was only like 3 battles, I just want to have a little bit of fun, and I did have a bit of fun. And hopefully tomorrow's video, I'm thinking it'll be on the T-34-85. I'm not quite sure because I do have work over the next couple days, so I might not even be able to post a video. But we'll see how that works. The next 2 videos, though, I believe will be on the T-34-85 and the E-25, respectively. So hopefully you guys enjoy them. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. And if you liked it, leave a like, because it just makes me feel good about myself. And if you want to subscribe to see more stuff like this, I'm hoping to make daily uploads in the future. And, well, that's about it. And I'll see you guys next time.